and maybe go ahead first, the tie could swing in the Balzan man's favor.
Yes, I agree, and we've seen Isaac Agrima being so effective when in his attacks. He's very patient with the ball, so he doesn't really give away possession easily and quickly. So he's not too reckless. However, he did, of course, mount a few good attacks last game. Even when he did lose against Dunstan, he was still quite dangerous at the final third. So he might do the same today. But of course, on the red kit, whilst Hamrun Spartans on the darker black and grey um, from right to left.
Was immediately a good move for Baltan, halted by Vieira. It's quite rare that we're seeing Vieira here, and it's weird because he's such a good midfielder, and obviously you could couple him up with Ruud Gullit and you'd have a barrier in the middle of the pitch. But other players choose to forsake him for the likes of more agile, more attacking players like Frankie de Jong,
Yes,
or maybe go for a more offensive lineup with Mbappe, CR7, and R9, and even Messi.
we see it so often actually that they do these type of tactical choices. Meanwhile, look at this from Balzan with Mbappe. Speaking of Mbappe, there on the flank, great pace that this youngster, this French youngster, has.
Immediately faces Vieira and runs away from him.
He is forced to play back a bit, but you can see how Isaac Agrima does not shy away from circulating the ball and rotating, finding the space.
Oh, beautiful flip flap from Mbappe. Unfortunately,
yeah.
giving position away. But that's what I love about Isaac Arguima, because he tries to play the ball around. He plays through to the defenders and midfielders. And if there's not a space in sight, he chooses to recycle the ball other than forcing the passes. Many players in this league do, and that's very unfortunate to see players being forced to make a pass.
Great ball in from Hamrun Spartans there with Johan Cruyff at the edge of the box. Gullit back to Cruyff. First touch there with R9, but Allison was ready for that. But good action here. Good performance already from both sides, I must say. Even Isaac Agrima is showing us that, look, he is maybe able to withstand sieges from top players as well, like Brancha. By the way, as a side note, we did not jinx the Senglia Gudia match because Senglia then did maintain the lead. It was 3-2 for Senglia, so props to Ryan there for actually maintaining the lead and getting 3 points over Haller.
So it's a 4 points total, 4 point haul for
Yes.
Senglia. So it's a good return for Ryan here, as a good ball for R9 into the box, and no one can stop him there. Beautiful finish with the right foot. Allison once again powerless against the Brazilian attacker, as he makes even his own teammates fall to the ground. He's so good. Prime moments R9.
Yes, and Allison can just help but look at the ball there going in the net. He couldn't do much. But yeah, great start from Hamrun Spartans. I mean, Ryan Isaac Agrima was actually playing well up until that point. He just gave some space, and the Brancha capitalized.
Brancha looked to be able to find those spaces, and as a similar move, just a little bit of moments earlier, almost ended up with a goal. But this time he manages to make that breakthrough.
Yeah.
1-0 for Hamrun. As I believe the players paused the game for a technical issue.
That's why you're seeing our faces right now. It's not because I have an issue with the cam, but yeah, it's just a post moment. But they're just changing something in game settings. I believe it wasn't optimal. But yeah, great start already from Hamrun Spartans. As we said, Brancha looking to get as many points as possible now, not to drop points. For Christian Spiteri, because he's extending the lead. As I mean, it doesn't look nice, right? 6 points now, the lead between those two.
Exactly, and all Brancha can do arguably is do his best, win these couple of matches, and then go
Yes.
light up some candles for Mizu to beat Chris Meister.
Oh.
As also another important detail which you may have overlooked, Chris is unbeaten.
Yes, Chris has yet to lose. He won every match except the one with Turbulence.
The featured match in the first
first
ever
match.
match day.
Yeah, it was 2 draws, incredible, and then he just steamrolled. So it's what 14 straight wins, 15, 16 straight
It's
wins
16 now.
because he played 2 more.
Exactly.
So 16 straight wins. I mean, there's no. That is why he is considered a favorite, a top player in FIFA in Malta, and he's the one that. I mean, this guy came top 8 in the E Club World Cup, for instance, and he represented that Malta and his team so well in the last World Cup as well. So he's a good player. I mean, he trains so much. He plays professionally, the game professionally, so he knows FIFA.
Exactly. He does a brilliant job of performing for Malta. So it's props to him. I mean, we do say a lot of good things about Chris Meiser, but it's definitely every last bit of it is earned
True, yeah.
with his performances. I mean, a lot of players in this league do uh, give a shot at themselves to contend this title to Chris Meister. Unfortunately, though, I believe that the experience that Chris Meister has in comparison to the others has propelled him to being at the top, and so convincingly, because if the likes of Klauka or Laufood can manage to keep their form over a long period of time, the likes of even Turbulence, who is dropping matches and then winning, if they were
Yeah.
a little bit more constant, they could have gotten even draws against Chris
Yes.
Meister, and Chris Meister wouldn't be 6 points clear of second place so convincingly after 5 match days.
Agreed. Not only that, he's also making his club proud. It is Santa Lucia who's being represented by Chris Meiser here. Of course, he is playing for the team with the shirt of the team as well. So of course, it is because the players, they're not just representing themselves now. They have to make their clubs. I mean, do the clubs justice as well. So even Turbulence representing a team like Valletta, a legend in Maltese football. I mean, they have to try as hard as possible to play well, right?
Yeah, it's quite those are quite some big shoes to fill for Turbulence. So apart from the fact that you're playing against all these top level players, you have to to face the fact that you're representing Valletta, which is arguably one of the most, if not the most, successful Maltese club.
After Slima, it is the most successful, yeah, because Slima has the most league titles and FA trophy wins as well. But still, in recent history,
And current history, exactly. I mean,
Valletta is on the top, definitely.
and even with European performances in the
Yes.
Champions League or Europa League, I mean,
Yeah.
they are uncontented, even though they
Exactly.
still haven't managed to make that final step towards group stage.
Hopefully, we see Valletta on the big stage, right? With perhaps it comes against a team like Man United or Juventus or these top clubs. But yeah, I think the players are still trying to fix the issue that they have. Sorry for the delay, guys, but we should be getting into the action quite soon, actually.
Speaking of FIFA and all that, I mean, what do you think of the latest promo, the shapeshifters? I
Oh,
mean, there were
yes.
some very decent players. I mean, we're seeing right wing Cristiano Ronaldo, which unfortunately
Yes.
we haven't seen. I mean, it's unfortunate that you don't see players from these promotions.
Yes, I would love to see more. The shapeshifters is awesome because you find players you're not used to them playing at that position, right? So it's really funny to perhaps seeing a player playing, I don't know, central defensive midfield when he's not, for instance, something
Exactly.
like that. But yeah, you won't see them too often because firstly they're quite recent, so perhaps the players haven't yet gotten the time to get used to these shapeshifters, or maybe the card is still not up to par. We had the prime moments that just came out. I mean,
So I mean, those are the creme de la creme of FIFA. I
yeah, you
mean,
can't really match them. I mean, even the future stars, we haven't seen one. I don't know if we've seen one in substitutions anyway.
I don't think so neither.
So, and there are great players like, I mean, Haaland and Tonali and all these players. They're
Exactly.
very good players, but you still won't. They're not still perhaps not good enough. Maybe their prime cards, whenever they become legends, will have will match the Pele and the Ronaldo cards, but not yet.
We'll just have to wait for
Yes.
FIFA 50.
Yes.
Maybe we'll have I really can't wait for the eventual Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo legend cards.
Oh my god, yeah.
Those would be some sweet items.
CR7 is already 99 rated, so I don't see 100 is impossible, right? So yeah, but Lionel Messi, these players, incredible. Even Haaland, imagine in the future he'll be
He'd be a top
another
striker.
legend.
I mean,
And and even people like David Luiz, right? He has a great card already, and he's still playing. So imagine his perhaps the icon card or prime moments card. How good they will be.
exactly. David Luiz is quite an excellent
Yeah,
defender. I mean, in FIFA, he's incredible as well.
yeah. And I think we are actually ready to head in. So
Uh,
unless they just want to do like final changes, but I did see like a countdown. So
they're probably teasing us.
mm,
Ah,
yeah, you got to see our faces a bit more. Sorry, guys.
sorry indeed. Okay, I believe the issue is sorted now, as I
Yeah.
believe it was the issue with headphones and sound. I believe we should be ready to go right about now.
Yes, it is Balzan FC against Hamrun Spartans. Hamrun leading 1-0. Still the 22nd minute it is, so still a lot to play for. And let's see what Isaac Kyle Grima can do to bounce back.
And there we go. The action is live. Hamrun Spartans in the lead against Balzan. A brilliant goal for Hamrun Spartans and Brencha breaking through with that R9.
Branchard so dangerous though. I mean, he was a bit quiet at the beginning, but then he got the ball. He was so effective and he found the net. And now it's the pressure is all on Isaac Kyle Grima because it's the same scenario with Dunstan here. He was behind. He maintained the same tactic, but he actually conceded another goal. And that will definitely hurt if that same scenario happens here against Brancha.
And what's unfortunate is that it may affect Balzan's playstyle, as you correctly said. It's quite unusual to see someone play like Isaac Grima playing a very slow tempo playstyle until that third of the pitch when he blasts through with a couple of very quick passes and goes for a shot, which very frequently ends up at the back of the net. But I really hope that Isaac Grima still manages to retain this very interesting play style.
It is a foul though here. I'm sure it will be a short free kick. There it is. So Balzan trying to find the space to actually find the equalizer. Could be here. Oh my god! That rattled the post once again. But Balzan coming out really strong from that free kick there, taken short. And what a shot that was.
What a beautiful shot from R9 Ronaldo, unfortunately hitting the crossbar. Ball still in Isaac Grima's position. Could maybe figure something out here. Ending the lead, which Hamrun Spartans currently have as we're in the 36th minute. First match, first round.
Isaac Grima looks quite confident, actually, more convincing now after that pause, because he's dictating the game here. With Cruyff, still manages to get hold of the ball somehow, doesn't lose possession, and he finds the back of the net. And there it is, exactly what Isaac Grima wanted, kicking that corner flag for a 1 each. What a goal once again here, and just a few minutes left for the first half. So going into the dressing rooms here now, it would be incredible, even morale-wise, from 1-0 behind to 1 apiece against the top player like Brancha.
What an unbelievable first touch from Johan Cruyff, spinning around, eliminating 2 defenders in the process, albeit he was a little bit lucky to retain possession after Virgil van Dijk almost snatched it away. But he still remained composed, got the ball back, and a nice finish to the left of Alisson's goal. And just like that, it's 1-1. Isaac Grima immediately regaining possession. Yeah. So he could maybe have a final word.
Either that or play maybe for the draw. Go just don't do anything reckless. Don't give away possession. Like that.
A Hullet battle here.
Yes. Which Hullet will win? The red shirt Hullet will beat him. And because, of course, you can't now concede at this point at the match. You just go to the second half, one apiece. You stopped the opponent from extending the lead. You actually clawed one back, and you'll have a bit better. You know, you're encouraged to do better in the second half. Don't think there's enough time for Hamrun Spartans to do anything. There it is. The first half whistle goes. It is 1-1 here. So Isaac Alkrima doing well to get back in.
And it also shows that the earlier defeat to Hibernians wasn't that big of a burden on his mindset. He's still playing as well as ever. He's still playing with that interesting play style we've mentioned time and time again.
You could also see stats there with, especially possession-wise, and we did mention Isaac Kalgrima was always so cautious with the ball, so careful. And in fact, it reflects in his possession percentages, I believe 68% to 32% of Hamrun Spartans. So, I mean, he maintained the ball much better, and he made it count when it needed to count.
It's probably one of the highest percentages of possession we've seen to date in all of these match days. I mean, Isaac Grima is showing again why he's quite someone to keep an eye on.
Yes, don't underestimate anyone in this league, especially. Ooh, good. Trying to get the through ball there, Balzan. But of course, it was a bit too ambitious from his part.
Immediately, though, Hamrun trying to be on the attack once again. Isaac Grima manages to halt the progress of Hamrun and gets possession in the process. Ronaldo sprinting on this right-hand side. Very expertly switches sides very nicely here. Position is more important than being quick to attack, as we say time and time again.
This will be actually quite a good result for Balzan, I feel. 1-1 against Hamrun Spartans, against Brancha, is definitely no easy feat, right? I mean, he's currently in second place. Of course, Chris Meister would be happy with this result, but I mean, if I was Isaac Grima, if I could maintain this score line, I would be the happier man, definitely.
Of course, and if someone will not be happy at the end if this match remains a draw, will definitely be Brancha, as he's losing precious points, and those could come back to haunt him if he lets Chris Meister build an even bigger lead here today.
Yeah, and I mean, let's not forget, this is match day 5. We have 7 match days before the knockout stage. Brancha could easily lose the second place as well. I mean, you can't just get points with draws. If the third place keeps on winning, he might actually surpass you. Quite quieter now, actually, as the clock ticks down, heading closer to the 70th minute mark. Just maintaining some possession, short passes, trying perhaps to find some openings.
Good sprint from CR7, heading into the box, maybe trying to square. Good flip flap there. Delict clears the danger. Ball still in Hamrun's position, though, unfortunately for Balzan. Mbappe running with the ball. Finding CR7 could maybe give it back to the Frenchman, and does that the moment. R9 goes for a ball roll. Unfortunately, Virgil van Dijk in the way, as opposed to being cued by Zakar Grima, maybe trying to change things up in some crucial areas in the pitch, as Robertson bullies CR7 there from the ball. gets possession back. This could be the start of another attack for Hamrun Spartans. Branch expertly decides to keep possession of the ball. Score is still tied at 1-1.
It will be interesting to see what Balzan are intending to do here because one apiece, as we said, is not bad. I don't know if he's trying to find uh, perhaps chance to score or maybe bring in a defender to try to or a central defensive midfield to try to disallow the opponent from finding the win. I don't know. It's a risk if he went for if he's opting to go for a more attacking play style.
Maybe he could be bringing in Eusebio for one of his tired attackers. So that could be a final attempt to maybe take the victory while not necessarily switching the balance of his playstyle.
Yeah, there could be. Actually, they still have some substitutions left at their disposal. Of course, we can see fresh legs coming in. Ooh, tries for that true pass. Not enough to find his teammate there, but good intention there from Balzan FC. Just 7 minutes left. Hit that 90th minute mark. What will Hamrun Spartans do? It does look like Brancha is trying to find that goal. He is getting the ball up as much as possible. Let's see what. Oh, I think it's Pelé who's coming on for Johan Cruyff for Brancha. And Eusebio might actually be making an entrance as well instead of Mbappe.
Hmm. That's quite interesting. Maybe trying to be more offensive while at the same time still making use of the fresh energy from these two new entries. Pelé, as we all know, is a 99 rated icon card. It's one of the best cards in the game, although not very good on that physical aspect. So maybe not. It's why you don't really see him all that often starting.
Yeah, even yeah. So it was Hamrun Spartans. Balzan actually paused it, but I think Hamrun Spartans did the most changes there. Even style was more offensive because Hamrun really want to win here. They do want to score that second goal, which will give them the 3 points.
CR7 with the ball, crucial tackle from Zambrota, taking position away from the Portuguese. As R9 stopping the possibility of a counterattack. Messi being introduced by Isaac Grima here. The small Argentine maybe can make some magic for Balzan and win this very tight affair.
Tight, yeah, very tight. It is just 3 minutes left on the clock now, so not much either team can do. As you said before, could be a good result for Isaac Grima here against one of the top contenders of this whole E-Premier League. And he might actually try to find the opportunity to score.
As we hit just now the 90th minute, this will probably be the final action of the game. Brilliant slide tackle from Robertson. Mane trying to preserve possession. CR7 sees it go out for a throw-in. I believe this will be the final chance. Let's see if Brancha can make something out of it. Pelé running along the flank, could serve CR7 in the box. Pelé on the line, on the touchline, squares it in. De Ligt is in the way, but Hullet manages to keep it in play. But Eusebio can't really do anything with it. The referee stops the game, and just like that, it's 1-1.
Same thing we saw with how Pelé tried to pass the ball in the middle there. He did it before Brancha, but again, De Ligt was in the way. And wow, well done to Isaac Grima there for maintaining this draw. I mean, much deserved, I feel. I think both players deserved something from this match.
Both players, I believe, had a half of their own. I mean, we saw Balzan with 68% possession in that first half. Brancha came out a little bit more in the second half. He didn't really create a lot. He created the most, even though he didn't make a lot with the ball, but he was the dominant side in this second half. Unfortunately, he couldn't find that crucial goal which could have swung the tie in his favor. So the score in this first round, it's 1-1.
So it's for the second time in a row for Brancha today that he actually drew the first match. But then the second match, especially against Mizu, a very tough opponent, he scored 4 goals. So will we be seeing the same scenario here against Isaac Kalgrima? Or will Isaac do something different and actually end up winning? I mean, Isaac currently stands at 1 win, 1 draw, and 1 loss today. So he actually hit all of them. But how will he end the fifth match day is the question against one of the top players in this tournament.
It could be that Brancha in the first game studies his opponent. I mean, I'm sure he wants to win, but in the second match, he makes those crucial decisions and changes that could actually win him the 3 points in the second fixture, which is always better than another draw.
Yes.
That said, I believe that Isaac Kyle Grima can beat Brancha. He did come from behind and secured the draw, the 1-1 draw. So he is able to score against Brancha, and that, keeping that in mind, he has to go in the second match with the knowledge that he is good enough to try to beat him. So you have to be confident here. FIFA is all about both skill in terms of gameplay, but it's also mental. So if you can manage to be strong mentally and believe in yourself that you can actually beat Brancha, I mean, there's no reason why Isaac Kyle shouldn't.
And he was close. I mean, we saw him, yes, go down 1 goal, but then he clawed one back. And not only that, he was also close in actually scoring more goals there. So, well done to him. I did feel that Brancha was actually limited there with sometimes found some limitations or found Isaac in the way there to actually do what he intended to do.
I believe we ran into some technical error. We were seeing footage of previous fixtures, I believe, between Sirens and Hamrun Spartans.
We have an update, by the way. It is half time between Birkirkara and Slema being played off stream. Slema Wanderers are in the lead. It is 1-0 to Alessio, there representing Slema. So Laufu trying to, will have to do something, of course, to end the match day at least on a high, right?
Exactly, yes. He hasn't really been having the match day he wished for at the start.
Yes, and today off stream we should also have Mosta and Gzira to be played last match. And then on stream after these we have 2 more matches, so four in total you could say. Floriana and Santa Lucia, and finally Valletta against Hibernian. So we're gonna end the match day with a bang, with a good 2 matches. And it will be interesting to see how these last matches will shape the standings for the match day 5.
Exactly, and not that this isn't a great match. I mean, we've seen excellent action from all of the matches we've had previously. So good job to all the participants who have played before now, and I really hope that we keep on seeing this great action from these players, which I'm sure they will definitely deliver.
Yes. There's great atmosphere even here amongst the players. They are good friends, the players here. And you could see the emotion. We saw it in the highlight video as well. We're expecting to see more of that in the next highlight video of today, because there have been emotions, of course. These players are playing for their glory, their honor, and also, of course, their club.
Exactly. The chance to represent your BOV Premier League club is quite an amazing one. So these players definitely have a lot of responsibility on their shoulders here.
So of course I'm expecting now Brancha to go more all out, because we saw it off stream, okay, yes, against Mizu, but it does happen for Brancha when he's drawn and he knows he should have won, that he will perhaps play a bit better in the second match. Because like that, he can't afford to drop more points when Chris Meister is winning all of his games. So he does have to. Of course, Chris also beat Brancha, I believe. So I mean,
Mhm.
this will
Yes.
affect, of course, the standings a bit.
Immediately a good ball over to CR7. Makes his way into the box, but Mbappe retreating and saving for Hamrun as Balzan take the corner, which unfortunately lose possession very, very quickly. What a contrast there between R9, who manages to get the ball with CR7, who loses possession to Mbappe. Balzan now trying to defend against Hamrun's attacks. Hamrun in the maroon kit and Balzan in the black.
Oh, just
Unfortunately, Mbappe running it
yeah.
outside of the pitch there.
Yeah, we see players very often making good use of Mbappe here on the flank. He's a very fast-paced character as well. And we're seeing Brancha making use of that as well. I like the style of using the flanks a lot. I'm a big fan of this, rather than just trying to go through the middle. And we've seen Isaac Kagrima try the middle a lot, even against other, like Dunstan, right? He played mostly through the middle. He didn't really make use of his great wingers, but of course now he has to change a bit the style, his tactic, especially against someone like Brancha. Oh, Laufu just scored. It is one apiece now between Birker Kara and Slema, so tight affair as well happening off stream. We did mention Laufu wants to end it on a high here, so this is what he needs. He just got the draw. 67th minute, that match. Spartans looking more convincing here for second match.
Brilliant tackle from De Ligt, stopping an oncoming Cruyff there, as Cruyff was looking very dangerous, as once again Hamrun managed to get possession, but De Ligt once again, such a good defender, the team of the year, De Ligt. Getting possession once again for Balzan, and Balzan now on the counter-attack. Hullet, very good tackle, challenging CR7 and taking possession once again.
So it's so difficult to try to dribble through Hullet because he's such a strong person, this personality, and such a strong player. And I mean, very often you see Hullet's losing a wrestling encounter. Still, it does feel like Hamrun Spartans are creating more chances. And once again, we see, in fact, Brancha here on the ball. Well, he doesn't go for the shot. He went for a bit of a fake shot there, but wasn't, of course, enough. He hadn't really much help, much support from his other teammates. Laufu is behind.
Oh.
It's Slima 2 and Birker Kara 1, so it is 2-1. 78th minute, Alessio finds the net there. Quite interesting, back and forth that match.
You threw a curveball there. I thought you were going to say is in the lead.
It's nice to see Frankie de Jong being played as well. We did mention how strong he is, but we're seeing him more often now being played. And of course, why not? He has such strong stats.
His team of the year card is insane. I mean, 94 rated. Very well-rounded stats. It's almost like a new Hullet, albeit he's of a much smaller frame and not as good offensively, but defensively he definitely puts in the work.
Of course, Frankie de Jong is still a player, still playing, so he'll have a prime card as well one day. Look at this through ball though from Hamrun Spartans. Mbappe with the ball. What will Brancha do? Not enough though. De Ligt in the way. Good defending from Isaac Kagrima. Again, Brancha with a chance. A lot of players there from Balzan in the middle. And could it be a counter attack? Not enough though. Not fast enough, but great defending here from Balzan FC to stop Hamrun Spartans' attacks.
The brilliant ball over the top. Unfortunately, it's a little bit too long, and Mbappe crashing into Alisson. Alisson is still maintaining the hold of the ball.
So it's back and forth again, but it's Hamrun Spartans now with the ball. Balzan FC though, good interception. And I mean, as things stand, it seems we're heading into a second half with a 0-0 scoreline.
Could be the final chance of this first half for Balzan, even though, oh, unfortunate pass, Maldini slanted against a teammate. Mbappe now with his back to goal. Brilliant fake shot and lets it rip on the second time. I believe that was a save from Alisson. It was indeed.
From this angle, it looked like it went in even after the save. And wow, Balzan really giving everyone a scare there, because almost at the end of the first half, he almost found the goal, Isaac Kalgrima. Well done.
And Isaac Kalgrima playing true to his colors to slowly build up a move and then unleashing a hell of a shot at the end death of the first half. And if it weren't for that shot, we would have a half without shots. So it was the only shot in this first half. It's a very balanced affair. Brancha may be being more propositive going forward, but it is Isaac Kalgrima who manages to get the only and the most important attack of the half.
Speaking of attacks, I'm sure we're having some interesting ones going on in the match between Birkir Kara and Slema. Laufu was behind, right? 2-1, but this time there's no curveballs because Laufu got the draw to each in the 83rd minute. 5 minutes later, Laufu scored again. So it is 3-2 for Birkir Kara now against Alessio Slema. So, wow, what an interesting match we're having off stream there. I'm sure it's back and forth, and what a comeback it would be if this score remains.
So it's a day for yellow and red colors making comebacks of 3-2.
Yes. So let's see, we might actually have another update. Could be full time though in that match. It is full time, Birkir Kara 3 and Slema Wanderers 2. So well done to Laufu there for getting the 3 points.
So he'll definitely be at least on a little bit of a high, heading into his 4th match of the day, I believe.
Yes, Laufu doing so well actually there, and it's never easy. Of course, you're behind, especially with so close to the end. 81st minute, he was already behind 2-1, but then managing to get 2 goals. So well done to him.
There's a Kalgrima in the meantime at the edge of the box, but brilliant defending once again from Brancha, stripping possession and maybe looking to initiate an attack of his own as he has brought on prime moment Zidane. The French midfielder, quite an impressive player in his time, and just as well his icon moments card. Hullet against Hullet once again in the midfield. Balzan does have the edge here, as unfortunately no way forward, chooses to recycle the ball going backwards. Ball with CR7 now.
It does seem like Balzan are trying to find more space there, making use of the flanks as we're heading to the 60th minute mark. And look at that, Balzan, good move by Mbappe there on the flank. And he's been closed off though, the defense of Hamrun Spartans quite tight.
As you have pointed it out exactly, Ronaldo manages to come out with the ball, R9, helping at the back, shows that every player is making an effort to keep that clean sheet for the moment. Unfortunately though, both players have a clean sheet, so we haven't seen any goals here. Not really a lot of threats either, just that quick snapshot from Mbappe at the end of the first half. Could now Hamrun Spartans be building something now? R9 sprinting along this left side. Virgil van Dijk, good tackle there with those long legs. Getting possession but goes out for the throw-in. Immediately taken now.
So let's see what Hamrun Spartans do here. Of course, we saw Brancha trying to find the goal so desperately the last match to win. It wasn't meant to be, but now he might actually find the opener here with Mbappe on the side. Going back to Hullet. We have Zizou here being played as well. Brancha trying to find an open space. It's not easy though, especially against Isaac Kalgrima. What will Zizou do? Has to go back, and Hullet, great stick. Oh no, but it's back to Johan Cruyff. Oh, what a chance! And oh, again from this angle, it looked like it was going in. Good save there. And oh, Balzan count their lucky stars once again, not conceding.
Mbappe now just at the edge of the box. Great challenge from Zambrotta, stripping possession away from the Frenchman. Could this be the start of a counter-attack? Good ball to CR7 on this right-hand side. Nice ball roll evading the sliding tackle from Hamrun Spartans. But unfortunately for Balzan, all the defense from Hamrun have been compacted again. As opposed is being cued by Zakal Grima, maybe trying to change something in the attack as we're heading into the last 15 minutes of this second round of this match. First match ended in a 1-1 draw.
It's actually interesting to see because Isaac Grima paused around this hour, this minute, last match. Oh, wait a second. Okay, nothing happens. But it was around this minute that Isaac paused. And Hamrun Spartans did the most changes, actually. But could be the same thing happening. It was draw as well last time at this hour. So it could finish with a draw as well here. Okay, so a good attack here. Hamrun Spartans, maybe they find the opening, but the defense of Balzan FC not giving way for Hamrun Spartans to find that space. And Isaac is doing so well here to at least stop the attacks from being effectively, even though that was a very, very bad pass. I hope it doesn't affect him negatively, which it doesn't. So 5 minutes to go. It looks like another draw.
And Chris Meister will be all the more happier as Brancha coming out with 2 points out of a possible 6 will definitely extend the lead further as he will be playing up next on stream after this match finishes.
Last few moments of the game, I'm sure Brancha will not be happy with this result. He was trying desperately last time, and now even more so to get 1 goal at least to win. Because 2 points out of a possible 6 is not good at all, especially when you have Chris Meister who's really cruising through this E-Premier League. So at 2 minutes additional time, I don't see anything really happening now.
We will probably see the final action of this encounter there. Nice through ball for Johan Cruyff. Goes for the finish!
Oh!
The post and in!
Oh, look at the time!
God.
Look at the time! 2 minutes additional time, it's over! 2 minutes, oh no, I can't believe. I look at Isaac Kargrim on the bottom right there. He can't believe he conceded in the last few seconds of the match. And Brancha getting 4 points from this encounter. Well done to him.
Look at the finish from Johan Cruyff. Imagine if that didn't go in. What a heartbreaker for Brancha, but his luck was arguably deserved.
Oh.
Very unfortunate for Balzan to be conceding so much space to arguably one of the best icons in the game.
Yeah.
Johan Cruyff with one-on-one against Alisson, he won't miss that. And surely he didn't. And it's 1-0 in overtime now.
Yeah, I feel so bad for Isaac because, I mean, he worked so hard to maintain that draw. And it wasn't the